This podcast is rated S for sexy and contains mature themes, explicit sexual content, and some freaky ass shit. So if your trigger warning list is longer than the schlongs in these books, protect your innocent ears from the salacious musings of this red hot pod. But if you're a pervy peach like us with one hand on your Kindle and the other between your folds, strap on, in, for the unhinged book club ride of your wet dreams.
This is Between the Folds.
Oh, and there's definitely going to be spoilers. Don't say we didn't warn you. As for the rest of you freaky little strumpets, let's get into it.
Welcome to the club. Pull up a seat. Between the folds where the kings all meet. Welcome to the club. Let's slip right through. Between the folds where literature is
Lube. Hi, it's Janitor of Joyful Orifices, Jess, your commander in culture for the week, and I am here with
Lusty Lieutenant Lindsay.
most likely to be wearing earrings that have seen more action than your ex.
And Minister of Moisture, Elisa.
Most likely to cry orgasm in a public restroom.
And just remember, as we give our overview, we listen and we don't judge.
Except for when we do.
This week's thirst trap is The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. Listen, I cannot believe a book about fucking a dragon with two dicks could be this vanilla. I was grateful it was short because the only thing keeping me awake was the edible I took before reading. And even that just made me bored and hungry. One sentence with some attempted drama. A human woman makes a deal with a bargainer demon to escape her abusive husband, gets pawned off to a dragon king with two cocks, and somehow, against all odds, it's the least dramatic thing I've read all year. The setting is Four Kingdoms, maybe. Honestly, between the edible and the coma this book put me in, I'm not convinced the author even knew. There was a forest, a lake, maybe a castle. Time runs differently there, but don't worry, you won't care either. Our girl is Briar Rose, a human who's been trapped in a shitty marriage for 13 years before cutting a deal with a demon to yeet herself into a monster husband auction. 4 rulers, dragon, kraken, incubi, and some mystery dude I didn't retain, each pick a woman solely based on dress color. Briar gets picked by Soul, the dragon. Cue the most lackluster will they won't they arc ever, which lasted all of 2 chapters before, shocker they do, their wedding, walking into a waterfall, baptism chic. Will Briar heal from trauma enough to bang the dragon? Spoiler, she does in about 48 hours. The supposed big reveal is that Soul actually just wants her to have his half-human, half-dragon baby, because apparently that's how you make magic. Within a month, she goes from traumatized to, I'll stay forever and pop out your dragon babies. There's monster fucking, there's a breeding kink, there's trauma to healing through dick. It's technically spicy, but emotionally cold oatmeal. Sure, there's tail butt stuff, and yes, Soul has 2 cocks. But do they ever DP? No, not once. Top cock, bottom cock, and yet they never unite like the Power Rangers. A crime against smut. My favorite part, that they actually called it the top cock. My least favorite, Soul whispering, have mercy, during sex, which forever ruined Uncle Jesse for me. The book's biggest accomplishment was being short. I didn't care about the characters, I didn't care about the world, and somehow the dragon's 2 dicks were boring. Truly an unforgivable sin.
Amen. Claps all around.
Except for Lindsay.
You loved this?
I didn't love it, but I didn't think there was anything truly hateable about it. I just thought it
hated
was
it.
kind of,
I did.
it was boring, it was short, it was fine.
The
Well,
literal outrage I feel that there were 2 cocks on this dragon, and it was never one DP. Are you fucking kidding me? You put a dirty ass tail tip that's been dragging around on the ground in her instead? No fucking thank you.
I literally, that was my biggest gripe about this book, was like, wait a minute. So we have the ability
Yes.
to 2 cocks at the same time.
And we're just going to ignore
And we're
it.
just going to rub on one? What the absolute fuck?
You're going to do them one after the other.
No.
No.
The funny part was, it seemed like the ability to come with 2 cocks was more important than the pleasure of
Yes.
2 cocks.
Yes.
Okay.
And we all know how I feel about juices, so.
As the Minister of Moisture, I'm okay with that.
I think I've read other books by Katie Robert, and they've been great, right? Some of the Neon Gods series. And so it's like, I know you can do better. And I was excited after reading other things that you've written to, what is she going to do with these 2 dicks? Oh,
Nothing.
nothing.
Rub a little clit. And
Or not a
then
lot.
Fucking...
There would be no lead up. It would be like, oh, he licked her slit. And then at least they didn't use the word channel, I guess.
They used sheath, which for some reason, I don't know why channel just this isn't for me, but sheath was fine.
Also, there was that part where after they'd had sex and she was like, his cocks disappeared. But like, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, they go into their pocket. Their dick
But they
pocket.
didn't talk about
Exactly.
a pocket. It just said they disappeared. And I was like, magically?
We only knew about pockets from another book.
Correct.
And so I think part
A
of my
minotaur.
brain did clock. No, actually it was the moth.
Oh,
a
you're
part
right.
of my brain did clock like, okay, I get from other anatomy books that I've read that happened. But this book didn't explain that. And it was also sad to me.
I only took 7 notes in this entire book. That's how much I did not like it. And of the 7 notes, my biggest complaint, 3 of them were, you're talking about a relationship too much for me. They just, should I be in a relationship? Should I not be in a relationship? And I was like, I don't fucking care.
For 190 pages, that was a weird thing where, yes, it tried to put too much plot in. And you could have taken half that quote unquote plot out
And put more
and
sex
put
in.
more sex, put more sex I cared about.
Yeah.
There was one point where they were talking about like the socialist practices of dragon culture and how they how they divide up their crops equally between the peoples. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Don't
sorry,
care.
this is not the book for that.
No,
Like-
no, this book, absolutely not.
And how bogged down Soul gets with his correspondence.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, oh, I have to do so much paperwork.
Write a letter.
Oh. And then when she's like, I want to stay. And he's like, hey, you can help me with my
Yeah.
paperwork. Like, oh, that sounds exciting.
Nothing sexy.
It's like the first time a portal has opened to some kind of magical, fantastical world. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I will
okay.
actually stay here on Earth in 2025.
Not do your fucking
That
paperwork.
is
Thank
a
you.
fucking stretch.
7 years cannot come soon enough. I will say there were some elements of monster sexiness. I know we did not get the DP that we all dreamed of, which is very disappointing. But he did use his forked tongue. He did use his tail. I think there was some attempts at creative monster sex. I don't know where in the compendium of Katie Roberts' collection this book falls, but maybe this is like an early monster exploration for her, perhaps. Maybe she's dipping her tail, one might say, into the world of monster smut.
I'm going to do some half-assed internet research to see what order this is in. You are going to be wowed. The Dragon's Bride came out in 2022, and it is
Oh.
literally her, let me count, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to even continue counting. It is like her 70th book or more that she's written in order.
But were the other ones monster books?
Yeah, some of them were. We've
Oh.
got The Sea Witch, The Beast.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. I gave up. It's not her gateway monster porn.
No, it
All
is
right,
not her
well.
gateway.
Maybe
take it
she
back.
was on edibles when she wrote it and also fell asleep.
Maybe she's like, I just signed like a 50 book deal. I don't have time for DP. I don't have the energy.
She's written 164 books total. That's pretty strong. Well, I'm glad you just said, Jess, that you've read other books that were really great, because this book actually might have turned me off had you not said that. I would have been like, oh no, I'm good. I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I've
Katie
enjoyed
Roberts.
some of her Neon God stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dark Olympus series, I would say, is 50-50 for me. 50% I really liked, and the other 50%, it wasn't really for me. But
I only read 2.
I didn't even find the sex in this book particularly
No,
hot.
I didn't at all, because I literally like, he licked this and then he stuck it in. It was agony. And then and then it gushed out of me. Like literally, that's what I remember.
I would say this is definitely in the Beauty and the Beast retelling sort of genres.
It was Wounded Bird.
She sought that demon out to have her ex-husband killed, which
Not to him.
I get it.
To take care of the situation so that she would be okay.
Right.
She didn't
Yeah.
have the end result of him dying, but was fine with it when it happened. And they never really went into the abuse, which was good for me.
yeah.
I was like, are we getting into we're getting into like intimate partner violence theme on accident. Like
I
as
know.
soon as I started reading this book, I was like, wait, oh, she's abused by her husband too?
Literally.
That's not what I came here for.
Yes, especially
Like, two in
off
a
the
row.
heels of last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Off the heels of last week, I was like, oh, Jesus, here we
Yeah.
go. I just didn't care about this book. I mean, I feel like that's my trope lately, is like the books
Yeah.
we're reading. I'm like, meh. Meh.
Yes. Yeah, I do want to care. And again, it's like for a 190-page book, I just thought, make up your mind. Like
Yeah.
it wanted to tell this story of this woman who had been abused, but still going into this scary situation and being brave and making her own decisions at the end or whatever. And this guy that helped her do that, blah, 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 blah. But it just was too much. It's 190 pages, and we really came for this one for the sex. When it is 190 pages, I know what I'm getting into.
Yep.
I know what I want to be getting into, and it is not fucking paperwork and your abusive husband and agriculture of boring dragon
agricultural
lips.
practices. And then, okay, so this was something that I was very confused about at the very end. So we have our friend Azazel, which I could not get over that name, by the way. Every time, I don't know, I pronounce it Azazel in my
Yeah,
head,
I
but I
did
kept
too.
thinking like Razzle Dazzle
Yes.
Azazel. That's all I could think. His name was too much. But at the very end, it's like he's some sort of unsung hero trying to unite the
Right the
kingdoms
wrong, yeah,
together and
whatever.
right the wrongs. I was like, where did this random
Bullshit
It's
come in.
hot.
plot come from? What? We don't even
And
know
this is the guy.
Azazel.
Yeah, I didn't even mention him in the synopsis. That's the name of the demon she made a bargain with that took her to the auction. But I just didn't care. Like there were 3 other side characters in it, but you didn't really, other than this one, get to know them that much. And so it was just like, if I couldn't muster up the energy to care about these 2, I definitely wasn't thinking about the other 3.
No. The other kind of thing that was pretty rampant was I don't want to stay in this world, but have nothing at home. And it was such a non-issue.
Yeah.
But became the central point, which is was supposed to be weighted at the end when she's like, wait, I want to stay.
Yes.
And I have nothing to go home to. And we're like, we know, bitch.
Yeah. Why'd you ever want to leave anyway?
Yeah. It was 7 years of a contract. 7 years is a long fucking time. And you're essentially saying, no, in 7 years, I'll go home. I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow sometimes. What the fuck?
That was the thing too.
Far
So
away.
yes, she was supposed to go. Then she would, after the end of the 7 years there, she'd have to go back to her world. And if she had a kid, then she'd have to leave it in the dragon world and never be able to come back and visit it. It was so consuming. Like this book took place over what, a month?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
but most of this
Yes.
stuff happened in the first 1 week. And exactly, it was just this constant like thinking about 7 years away.
I just couldn't understand why they couldn't have called up our friend Azazel and been like, bro, I don't exactly have anything to come home to. You
Right.
murdered my husband and they're probably going to blame it on me. Can I just stay? Can we strike ourselves a new bargain where I don't have to come home? I like this guy. He wants me to be a kept woman and read all day. Do I have to go home? Like, why didn't they just ask him? It was just like, oh no, it was a foregone conclusion.
Mhm.
This is the end. And especially since we find out he's a good guy. At the end, seems like he would have been down for that.
The other thing with Azazel.
Razzle
Razzle-dazzle. He was the thinnest demon because demons have this narcissistic focus always. Like every demon book I've ever read is like, what is good for me is what I will do. But there was no layer of that in this like setup of him helping, like that whole thing about like, well, I'll take care of this ahead of time instead of at the end because it
That's-
benefits me. How does it benefit you? She's going to be in a magical fucking world for 7 years. It doesn't benefit you.
That's right. Because you're supposed to serve your time
And then have
and then you get the thing that you want.
yeah,
And he decided,
to do
do
it
it
in
the
ahead
other
of
way.
time because he didn't want his property to be damaged. I'm like, how is he going to damage her in a magical fucking kingdom? Oh, the one funny quote that I thought was hysterical after she signs the deal. Yeah, I'm going to read this. Before I can ask him what the hell that means, he vanishes with another surge of shadows. My skin prickles with sheer terror, but my body is too tired to do anything about it but shake. Maybe I'm in shock. It wouldn't be surprising considering everything that's happened today. I slump back into the chair, and the hysterical giggle slips free. The demon didn't even want my soul. How disappointing. I was like, yep, that's valid.
I did think like the beginning of this book I was excited about, like, because I did enjoy the writing. I didn't like the main
Yeah, no, it's
character. I didn't dislike her. I found the dragon boring as fuck. My type is like your Cassian, like hot warrior, but silly boy, right? But this guy, just the brooding, boring, it just doesn't do it for
He
me.
wasn't even brooding. He was just, I'll give you space, and then gave her space.
Please do not let our husbands listen to this. The funny part is what I love reading about is not the I've asked for space, give me space, and then them honoring that, which is good.
Yes.
Like I think we can all agree
Obviously,
that's
like in
good.
real life, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
But what I love about reading a book is his internal dialogue. We're reading another book right now. His internal dialogue is, I want to be a good puppy right now. And I'm like, every part of me wants to be over there and I want to be
Yes.
doing this. I love that tension between I'm going to honor what you've
Yes.
asked, but all the fibers of my being are literally zinging towards you because that creates tension for me.
Yes.
Which is, I think, sometimes why I'm always like, what are you thinking, Ryan? What are you thinking right now? And he's like, I'm thinking about cars, you know? And I'm like,
Cool.
oh, great.
Not about me naked.
No. And he's like, why would I have to think about that? I could just ask you for it. Oh, okay.
That's fair.
That sounds great.
I think one of my
Tension, Ryan.
right.
Attention, please.
You're not yearning. Okay, fine. I mean,
Oh,
all right.
oh.
Not even a
Are
little.
we not supposed to yearn? Oh, dang.
No pining? Not even a smidge of pining?
I need to go on a trip. Show him.
So one of the things in this book was the big crux is the scene where he chases her.
Oh, yes, in the woods.
He chases her in the woods and they fuck. And he rips off her birth control pendant. She has this pendant that keeps her from getting pregnant, even though she gives him the go ahead to do it. And then he comes inside her and he bites her a little bit, I guess, during this whole frenzy. And then he freaks out and panics. And then that is supposed to be the scene where he allegedly harms her and the deal with the demon is at risk. It didn't make any sense. I was like, she consented to it. I thought it was fairly clearly written that she was
Yes.
on board with the whole thing. She started it.
Yep.
She consented to it throughout the way. She had a good time. And then they're like basically telling her that he violated her
Yeah.
and she didn't want it. And that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because like nobody asked her. A bunch of men decided
Yes.
for her.
Well, she also said at one point, like, no, I was okay with this. And he was like, no.
He's like, no, you weren't.
No.
And I got, that really upset me, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, that is not okay.
Yeah. It's also a shitty story plot line.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
There could have been many other things that could have been the drama. That did not need to exist.
Yes. It felt too much. You just have to make decisions and decide which way
build
you want
it
to
out.
go.
Mm-hmm.
They could have jumped through time so that we could have.
Felt that tension of years, but you
Yeah.
didn't. They were worrying about it in the first week. Oh my God. And again, no actual yearning, no
No.
tension.
No. And what you feel in a month is not indicative of what you feel at year 7.
Yes.
So her making decisions about the longevity of her existence as if everything will be pie in the sky. Like, what? Okay, that's a weird choice. They could have zoomed through time a little bit more. That would have laid the groundwork for more, like a year into it. There could have been more of that. And again, that doesn't take time in writing. That
Yeah.
just takes a little bit of layout and scenery.
I think so many of these books written by women are all around helping somebody heal from a traumatic event. And you're coming out of a traumatic event. And I know a lot of these books really do help people, right? Like help particularly women overcome or see different possibilities. But to me, if I'd read something like this so close to me coming out of one of those events that I've experienced in my life, a week, a month, that would not have, it just takes you so out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I could see, you're building something over a couple of years or even a couple of months for the sake of,
Even 9
book,
months
but
or
like,
6
yeah,
months, just but 1 month?
yeah.
And it would just be one sentence, like time passed in a way
Yes.
that I couldn't quite understand. Has it
Yep.
been months? Has it, anything?
And the scene in the woods could have been, let's just say, I'm going to make it up, month 6. It could have been, and that could have been a scene where they didn't have sex because it could have built the tension over time. I think that's okay in the
Yeah.
context of the story. And then at some point it happens, and then you're like, oh, I've had such enough buildup of this. And again, I don't think that I need buildup of shit,
Yeah.
but I think the story being laid out as coming off of a really horrific abused marriage.
Yes.
I
Where
know,
he gets hella murdered like seconds before you get
Yeah.
snapped into the realm.
right? As
like,
if that's
a
no
lot.
big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, good riddance.
That jump from trauma to
Yeah.
no trauma, I was reading, and at one point I had a conscious thought where I was like, ooh, like maybe we're not dealing with our emotions. But you know how some people will jump into something else to help erase working their way through it slowly
Mhm.
is to like just
Distract.
ignore it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I can't get behind this.
Okay, but there was like at least 2 things I liked, and I'm going to tell you about them right now.
Please do.
The first is how he does the full bodice ripper, rips off her clothes multiple times. I just thought that was very fun.
Mhm.
And also a good use of a claw. It reminds me of the stripper clothes where they just rip all the way down and like all of a sudden you're fully nude. He does that, I think, twice in the book. And I thought that was really fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
The other scene that I thought was funny was at one point he grabs her and flips her upside down and her legs are sprawling in the air
Akimbo.
and he's going down on her. I just that was a
I
fun use
missed
of being a
this.
big dragon.
Did I fall asleep? Apparently. I was like, I don't even remember this.
I was thinking Godzilla, where he's like holding the
Yeah.
maiden in the hand. I
Yep.
was thinking that was a play on that, and I thought that was kind of fun.
Did you have a hard time visualizing what he looked like? 'Cause
Yeah.
I did.
That was another thing. They really didn't. Other than we know he had 2 cocks. And
And a
I
forked
did
tongue.
get a very good giggle out of calling it top cock. I kept picturing like Top Golf, but with like a dick swinging at something. Like that gave me a good giggle.
I just like that we this is top cock and this is
Yeah,
bottom cock.
Totally. Yes. And then you got like, she just kept saying, oh, they were so massive. But that was it.
Yeah, she did describe them as being like humanoid,
Humanoid,
and
yeah.
green.
Yep.
But I think they could have gone into more detail, especially because I did do a lot of half-cocked internet research for this book
Oh.
into the magical world of hemi-penises. And I really feel like she could have got more into it.
What is a hemi-penis?
Well, turns out in the animal kingdom, there are quite a lot of animals that have a 2-dick situation. They call it a hemi-penis. Snakes,
Reptiles.
lizards,
Yeah.
sharks.
Oh.
They have 2 claspers,
A little
is what they
manu.
call them. So sharks with their claspers, they have 2 dicks and they're kind of like long and they go back by their fins. They slow them down when they're swimming. And so they have to tuck them into a pocket, like a lot of animals have them in a pocket. But I just thought it was really funny, and that sharks must be really proud of themselves. They're just like, oh, these guys are so big, they're slowing me down. Gotta put them away.
We got to put a Speedo on those bad boys.
Lindsay, you went down that road. I did too. So I had Googled, are there actual animals with 2 penises? And then when I started doing that, then the lizards, all the stuff you've just mentioned, and this possum thing. But because I once again forgot to do this in a private browser,
Oh my God, Jess.
something on the side of the page about the opossums was like alligators are always erect. And I was like, what? So then I clicked on that, but that was behind a firewall. So then I had to Google it myself. And so alligators are always erect, but they have an internal penis. So it kind of goes inside of them and then it just pops out
Oh,
when they want to insert it in something.
Mm.
like the slit of a
Yes.
Mothman.
What would we call it? A little dick slit?
Yeah, the dick slit.
The dick pocket. Hot pocket.
In the animal kingdom, though, the hemipenises, they can be used for simultaneous insemination, which, again, missed opportunity. But they can also be backup if you lose one. of
See, but
these.
if they'd put it in her ass, all would be well.
Exactly.
Or if she even tried to take both of them at the same time in, 2P and 1V.
2P and 1V. Yeah. I mean, I know they were big and they did mention that multiple times. So
Yeah.
perhaps.
But it was 1 month. I mean, apparently, if we can come out of a shitty fucking marriage where I'm getting beat every day and immediately go into a dragon marriage, then I can take 2P and 1V, can't
Yeah.
I?
Or she could work up to it in 5 years, maybe, Like, we got 7 years.
So this
Figure
is
it
the way
out.
my brain. This book also made me Google, why are people obsessed with the number 7? And went down this rabbit hole of that. And it's a bunch of religious shit. But also there's a classic paper in psychology written by George Miller from Harvard, in which he demonstrated that most people can only retain 7 pieces of information in their short-term memory, which is why phone numbers are 7 digits, even though that
So
doesn't
interesting.
necessarily matter so much anymore since we use the area code. So phone numbers are not necessarily 7 digits anymore. But I did find that interesting. And then also, when Lindsay and I were driving over here, we were talking about our sweet husbands and their tendency to look only in one place for what they are looking for and
God.
nowhere else. Maybe it's because the other 6 pieces of information I know from my husband are like 5 of them are movie quotes. And then maybe the other one is his doctor stuff. And
Do you think so? I did not marry a human who does this. I marry a human who is very observant. I mean, he's probably one of the most observant people I've ever met in my
he's
life.
an air traffic
He is an air
controller. I
traffic
hope so.
controller, yeah.
It's a good quality in that.
And so, do you think it's part of that they know where it is, and so they don't actually have to look?
Oh, they don't have to remember because
Mhm.
someone else
Because
is
someone
holding
else
it.
is retaining that information
Yes.
for them, and therefore it's irrelevant to have to hold it. Because I feel like I don't have the luxury of that. Now, granted, I also can tell you where every single thing is in this house.
Yes.
Like, I know where
1000%.
everything is. And they're all very smart,
Yes.
intelligent men and very capable.
Yeah. It's total programming. And I think this is something that I can get really frustrated about and feel exhausted from.
I don't have any interest in offloading that information to somebody else. And maybe that's a difference of just like, I want to know where everything is because I want to know how to find everything. And I don't really want to depend on anybody else to know where things are and find things for me. So I'm going to hold that information regardless of what Andrew does with it.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think it gets to be different for every one of us.
Do you guys want to know about my research into hermaphroditic slugs? I saw something about flatworms also having multiple penises. So then, of course, I was Googling YouTube videos of flatworm
Nothing
penises.
sexier than a flatworm.
Well, actually, they're really pretty, or at least the ones that I saw on BBC Earth. And they didn't have two penises, but they are both male and female. And these flatworms battle to inseminate each other. They do penis fencing, they called it. And they each pop out their little dicks and then they battle to try to see who can penetrate the other one first because neither of them wants to carry the burden of childbirth. And
Wait. They battle to see which one has to.
So they both pop out their penises and then they penis joust to see who can poke the other one first. So they just find a spot and then they penetrate them on their body somewhere. And whoever gets there first is the one. The other one just gives up after that. That's the one who carries the child. But they battle it out because neither of them wants to do it. And so only the strong survive. I thought that was quite interesting. But then I was like, what about the slugs? And then I watched another video about the slugs. They also don't have two penises. But this made me think that this is definitely a monster book that we should get into. So these leopard slugs, they swirl around in nature together. When one wants to mate, it leaves an arousal trail, a snail trail, or a slug trail. And then the other one scents it and then slugs up on it and it gives him a little bite on his tail to be like, hey, I'm ready to mate too. Then they wind around each other and then they go for a branch. They get on the bottom of a branch because then they swirl around each other's bodies and they create a mucus rope. And then the two of their bodies suspend from the mucus rope. Then they both pull out their penises, and then their penises get long and long and long, and then they wind around each other in this beautiful little like penis circle, and then they both inseminate each other, and then they go slugging back on their merry way. How cool is that? I thought it was amazing.
You lost me at mucus rope.
Yes.
That's where I was done.
Gone.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It was surprisingly beautiful, and I do recommend watching the YouTube video. Okay, maybe there's way too much half-cocked internet research for this very short book, but the one other thing that I got in my little rabbit hole about is there's a line where she's asking, like, can he taste my desire, you know? And then she starts acting like she knows a lot about lizards. She's like, oh, well, lizards in my world, they can sense desire. But lizards can actually taste desire because that little, like, tongue-licking thing they do. That's
sniffing the air essentially with their
yeah,
tongue.
they're sniffing the air with their tongue, picking up on the pheromones.
But that's the same thing in like dogs and cats can all smell another animal in heat.
So I do a lot of my reading outside on the lanai, and there's like one of those little beautiful like green geckos. I've named him
yes.
Carl. I've named all of the green geckos Carl. And he comes out quite often when I'm reading those books. So I make eye contact with him next time. Be like, hey, buddy, you half human? You want
to hit this?
Yeah.
He's scenting the air. He's like, is she aroused?
Carl, stop making it awkward. Actually, that was one of the things that I thought was one of my favorite things about the book was how much stuff I learned from having to Google like like random ass things. So who says you can't learn from a smut book?
Right?
That's right. The book itself may have not been that interesting, but it was a good
Curiosity
ground.
engager.
Exactly.
Not for the right reasons,
learning
though. I didn't learn any new sex things.
No.
So,
all right.
But what if Ryan like flipped you upside down, legs dangling in the air,
mm-hmm.
and then was like eating you out from that position? I thought that could be a fun thing to try if I had a partner who was much taller.
If he did
Otherwise,
that
I hit my head.
unaware. Yeah, Ryan would be fine. He's tall. If I knew about it, you can't like surprise me and then cartwheel me and then stick your face in my crotch. I'm going to be in my head a lot about like, I'm upside down. Am I okay with being upside down? I'm not really sure. Or what the fuck? That was what might be what's going on. But if he was like, hey, I want to try this thing. Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it.
I did feel inspired because I do hang upside down a lot
On your poles.
with my aerial activities, and I have one in my house, and I was like, oh, I could be lying upside down, and I could perhaps this.
See?
So I did get inspired.
You have the tools though.
I have the tools. Instead of a tall person. Shall use the hammock.
The things at your disposal.
Exactly.
That might actually be more comfortable too.
Yeah.
Because then he doesn't have to hold you the whole time. I mean, you people are light.
But-
I'm a hefty cinch sack. So that requires extra consideration. So
But
like,
Andrew and I are not that different in size.
Eric and I too. Yeah.
So him holding me would be a lot for him.
For lines that broke us, because this book did start strong and it didn't dislike Briar Rose, the main character. She showed a lot of spunk in the beginning, and I just thought this line from the demon was pretty funny. I'm a bargainer demon dragon. Healthy, well-adjusted humans don't make bargains with demons. I thought that was kind of, yeah.
Fair.
And then just this random ass quote for her, but it made me laugh really hard. Not that there are many large wild animals in New York, but there are a lot of pigeons, and they could be real bastards. As someone who used to have a pigeon problem on our lanai at our last apartment, fucking agree with that statement. Pigeons are bastards.
I would say the line that I thought that broke me was, "We're both sticky with bodily fluids," which I find strangely soothing. No, I don't find that strangely soothing.
No, it aggravates every one of my sensory issues. Like, nope.
Yeah, I was
cannot
like,
deal with
Jess must
sticky.
have read
Yeah.
that and literally instantly vomited.
Had to go wash her hands 18 times. So we're going to talk about some specific scenes. First one, his mouth is so big, he'd have to practically encase me to get his tongue to my pussy. All those sharp teeth pressed against my vulnerable skin.
There's another scene where she talks about this. It says, "And then he closes his mouth around me. His jaws are big enough that his teeth prick my lower stomach and my ass. Tiny little flickers of pain that I barely feel because his tongue is at my entrance. He works it into me slowly, unrelentingly." So in my notes when I read this, I was like, that's a big ass mouth. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the idea of like the whole mouth just like really suctioning on some little tiny
but it's not even
teeth
suction.
prickles.
I didn't.
No, it wasn't
I didn't
suction.
like it. It was just essentially like, don't move.
I kept picturing, we made you watch Beetlejuice, right? Lindsay has a history.
Oh,
she
yes,
never
yes,
has
yes.
seen anything.
I
So
haven't seen Beetlejuice.
we actually have a list going on in our house of
That sounds
movies, and
amazing.
about once a week we make Lindsay watch a movie. Was Beetlejuice one of them?
I haven't seen Beetlejuice.
You know which one I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
know
When
exactly
Gina
what you-
Davis does the
Yep, she opens her jaw.
That is what I was picturing. And it just seems like there is no suction because it's teeth. So
Correct.
he's just literally like
Tonguing you.
He's, yeah.
A wild tongue.
But then
Do
I was
you know
thinking
how
the
much
tongue was
drool
straight in.
would be involved? Like just drool. Like
Yeah, she thought she was juicy. Was not. Just
No.
spit.
I think around there too, like it said something about he hissed, right? And so then I tried to hiss with my mouth open. But it's not sexy. No, that part
No.
did not. When I had picked this quote up, I hadn't even put the part he works it into me slowly, unrelentingly, because I didn't even care. I think part of what's like lovely about like oral is like that feeling of like the warm
Softness.
mouth, and yeah, totally, and like something, and like this just being like,
I didn't think about Beetlejuice, but that is exactly what my brain was like. This weird jaw, like clamp. Mm-mm.
Well, now that you put it like that.
well, it's funny because when you read it like that and you're like soothing, sexy Lindsay voice, I was like, okay, maybe I just needed you to read the book to me, Lindsay. And then the other part, his forked tongue flicks out and caresses my bottom lip. I open for him. It doesn't even occur to me not to. His tongue strokes mine. It's not quite a kiss in the traditional sense of the word, but our jaws are hardly compatible for that sort of thing. Before I can decide it's awkward, it is, girl, I've decided for you. He tilts me back and licks his way down my throat in sensual little flicks that make me shiver. No.
I could be down with the licks against my neck, especially if it was like feather touch, like across the neck. That would feel good. But I think the whole setup freaks me out a lot.
The our mouths are not compatible part off when I
Yeah,
read
you
that.
didn't need to tell us. We know.
I love a good I love a good lick.
It didn't sound hot. None of it sounded hot. I didn't.
Were nipples even discussed in this book? Did she have them? I don't think so. I was so
Did
busy
she
like
have
being
them?
pissed about like not the DP like being so lackluster or non-existent.
Definitely could have used that forked tongue on some nipple. That would have
Yes,
been quite nice.
I could get behind that.
His tongue is at my nipples.
So he did.
Remarkably agile as he tugs and toys with me. So
Okay,
he totally does.
That's
Oh,
the
that's
hottest
good.
thing in the book. Right.
and you didn't
there.
even remember it.
Exactly. It was lost in the mediocrity of everything else. So, are we ready for some moans and groans? One of my favorites, Quellen. 2 stars. 2 stars, 1 for each penis, period.
Megan also had a similar feeling. She gave it 5 stars and she said, you know what's better than 1 eggplant? 2 eggplants.
Then we have Misha, who fucking wins Goodreads for this. 2 stars. There was nothing here. It was impressively bland. I felt absolutely nothing. It was akin to watching a lawn chair fucking air fryer while someone reads you a warranty agreement. That was the level of intrigue for me.
Oh, that's so good.
Misha, what a delight.
Misha needs to be a guest.
Yeah, Misha, wherever you are,
Find us.
DM, please.
So Abby gave it 1 star and she said, Alexa, play Stockholm Syndrome by One Direction. And I was like, One Direction has a song called Stockholm Syndrome?
I just had 1, which is 1 out of 5 stars. Kiri was expecting a dragon, but got a lizard man.
Facts.
Didn't read it with big expectations, but it was disappointing. Spoiler, the dragon doesn't even fly.
That makes me think, though, one time when my aunt and a couple of cousins were visiting me, and I started feeling just kind of queasy. So my aunt ended up driving us home, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat. My aunt is driving. My cousin is in the back seat, sitting in the middle. And I am about to get sick. So I've got my hands clapped over my mouth, and I'm just like, pull over. So she pulls over just before the tunnel. But as she's going on the side of the road, I can't hold it anymore. I like slam my window open and I start throwing up outside. The wind comes in, it brings it into the back window onto my cousin who had been laughing at me. Her mouth is open, so my vomit then starts going into her. And then she starts dry heaving. My aunt starts laughing so hard that she pisses herself.
Stop it.
She's driving. So we finally get pulled over to the side of the road. We all like getting out of the car. I am still vomiting, but I am laughing hysterically at my cousin who's now running around screaming, I'm covered in bodily fluids. Just thinking about that made me think of that wonderful core memory that I have.
Oh my God, that's horrific.
You know, but that does kind of delight me. So I don't know.
One of my really great friends, Sam, we had gone to Lake Tahoe and we had gone down to Vikingsholm and we had walked down. And that morning we had Costco sausages that are garlic and like black pepper. They're really good. And if you've ever been to Lake Tahoe and Vikingsholm, it is like a straight down. And so when you have to go back up, and you're also at 7,000 feet elevation, for those of us who don't live at elevation, it's like a lot. And so we walk up this hill and you're huffing and puffing. And we get to the top, and you know, sometimes when you've had breakfast and like it makes you a little bloated, and then therefore you have to burp a lot. And I just walked up this hill, and I was like, oh, and I burp a little bit, and then we get in the car, and we both have the windows down because it's gorgeous outside, and I'm like, oh, I have to burp really loud, and I decide to burp out the window, right? Because that's polite. I burp out the window, and I let out this gargantuan burp. It's like, bah, right? And Sam is in the back seat behind me with her window rolled open, her head hanging out the door. And my burp breath of the garlic and cracked pepper has blown into the back into her mouth. And every now and then she still texts me and she goes, I just ate those sausages and I can still taste your burp. Not nearly as disgusting as vomit, but ugh.
All right. Instead of smash or pass, we're going to do a little bit of would you rather.
Great.
Okay. So, would you rather endure another dirty tail butt stuff scene or sit through a Gwyneth Paltrow wellness retreat featuring vaginal steaming and jade eggs?
First option.
I could get a steaming.
Okay, let's break this down for like 2 shakes of a bunny tail. And I'm not a doctor. Why in a space that is already warm and moist would you want to introduce more warm moistness? Because warm moist breeds bacteria.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with the claimed benefits are regulating the menstrual cycle,
Bullshit.
reducing cramps, helping with irregular periods,
Bullshit.
promoting postpartum recovery, helps the body heal, aiding fertility, improves circulation, and moisturizes the uterine membranes, increases energy, and relieving headaches. Ooh, could help with your
There you
headaches,
go.
Linz.
Bullshit.
Relieving stress and anxiety through the relaxing ritual.
Okay, that might be real. Like, because it might be warm and somebody blowing hot smoke up
I
your
do not
cooch.
think it would relax me.
But if you're talking about improving circulation, yeah, so does rubbing.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. You have the same benefits of having sex or having somebody like stimulate you down there, because what you're doing is drawing blood to an area, right? So you don't need the hot steam. Just rub me.
And the risks and safety concerns are like burns, scalding or burning the delicate skin of the vulva and vagina, infections. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ.
Correct.
We don't need that shit. Lack of evidence, avoid if pregnant and having allergic reactions. So do it at your own risk, I guess.
Or don't do it at all because it's. Or have somebody rub your vagina. It's
I
fine.
mean, that does sound more fun to me.
Clean hands though.
What about you, Lindsay?
Well,
Sounds like you might want a yoni steam.
I mean, I did want a yoni steam, but now I'm concerned.
Sorry.
Would you rather have sex with this boring ass dragon or with Ken from Barbie after his Mojo Dojo Casa House makeover?
Ken has no genitalia.
Well, it sounds
How
like
the
it's
fuck
gonna
are
be
you gonna have sex with him?
all about me.
I was going to go with Ken just because Ken in the end is still Ryan Gosling, but
Yeah.
the no genitalia thing.
He's
no.
got no genitalia. You could touch his boobies, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Soul the boring ass dragon just needs us to guide him. So maybe.
Right, because he follows orders.
Yeah.
You say stay away, and he's like,
Okay.
okay.
So maybe if I was like, look here, Soul, we're going to do one in each hole. He'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah, baby.
He would be down for that.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be polite and just give you a little clitoris rub with it. but-
Polite is boring,
Too
Soul.
polite. He was too polite.
Would you rather spend a month in one of the book's 4 vaguely described boring ass kingdoms that were clearly filled with paperwork or a weekend at Mar-a-Lago?
Ooh, I'll go where the Krakens are.
Would you rather get railed by Soul's top cock or listen to Mitch McConnell read 50 Shades of Grey out loud? I need a better choice because it's definitely getting railed.
Kind of be interesting, though.
I
Can you imagine Mitch McConnell?
I want to just sit down and look at Mitch McConnell's face while he reads 50 Shades of Grey aloud. I just think that would be really hilarious. So why choose? Why choose on this one?
That could be your, instead of like listening to some Dave Matthews, you could be riding the top cock while listening to Mitch McConnell read 50 Shades of Grey.
Exactly.
When I was in Afghanistan, actually, this was the lead up to Afghanistan. And we were in North Carolina doing a training. And one of the guys there knows I'm a big reader. So he was like, oh, what should I read? And I was just fucking around. I was like, oh, 50 Shades of Grey. And he wandered off, downloaded 50 Shades of Grey. And then so later that evening, we were all like laying in our bunks. And he like comes over and I was like, yeah, what's up? And he was like, so is this book like a sexy book? And I was like, did you seriously fucking download that book and start reading it? He's like, yeah. And I was like, have fun with that. He had no idea what he was getting into. Would you rather decide pregnancy the old-fashioned way or through penis jousting?
You mean penis jousting like the flatworms?
Yeah.
Penis jousting all the fucking way. That would be so fun.
1,000%. Mostly because I think I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a little
totally.
competitive,
Yeah.
so watch out.
I also just don't want to be pregnant that badly.
Yeah, I'm scrappy.
You wouldn't
For
even
sure.
get a chance to pull your penis out before I just stabbed you.
Done.
Most cringy scene. For me, the tailed tip in her ass, I just kept thinking that tail's been on the floor all day.
So they talk about this mating frenzy a lot where he's supposed to be like, and this is in other books and other kind of like monster lore where you find your mate, men become very protective and all you can do is just fuck a bunch. That's all your mind can possibly hold on to. And so this one line, which I thought was kind of hot, he said, if you touch another, I'll rip their throats out and then I'll fuck you in the pool of their blood. Do you understand me? I was like, oh, that's like the most interesting thing Soul said in the whole book, I thought.
You're right. And actually, I do remember reading that part and being like, oh, well, okay. Color me intrigued now, dragon. Like, maybe this is going to be turning a corner. And then I was disappointed yet again.
Can we also take a moment for this line, right? If you touch another, I'll rip their throats out. She just came from a horrifically abusive marriage. Personally, I might be a little sensitive if you're like, I'm going to fucking rip out another person's throat and fuck you in their blood. Like that, in the context of coming out of a pretty, like she thought she was going to die marriage, I think it's a little off brand, frankly. And while I actually love that kind of sentiment personally, the two pieces for me together were like, no, you don't say that to somebody who's coming off of a really violent marriage. You don't. So take that shit, put it in a different book. I'm all over it than this one.
I totally agree with you. That line was, it was also very out of his character.
Yep.
Like there's
Yes.
nothing else he did in the book that led me to believe he would do this. Like the man like had a panic attack when he, with her consent, took off her birth control pendant and went on a downward spiral. I actually don't believe that he's going to slit anyone's throat and fuck her in a pool of their blood.
No.
I believe he's the smallest dragon in this realm.
Yeah.
He couldn't beat anybody. What did you like?
Well, I liked the literal bodice ripping and all the cool hemi penis things I learned about.
I liked knowing the 7-digit phone number thing. I liked all the things. I giggled. Now I have a couple of new things to introduce at parties when I am bored of small
Random
talk and just want
factoid.
to throw things out and talk about alligator dick.
I don't have anything, so thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk.
What didn't you like?
Everything.
Yeah, lack of sexual tension.
I think no DP was
Yes.
probably my biggest thing. If they had DP, it would have been redeemable. It probably would have been my favorite sex scene. And I would have been like, okay, this book is okay. It sucks, but it's okay.
DP written in the same way, all the other sex scenes, I still wouldn't have been excited, but I wouldn't have been angry. That's it.
Yeah, there wasn't much to like overall.
Yeah. And the attempt at romance and world building, like we were here for the DP, not the drama in this 100 and
Not the
Yeah.
paperwork.
Whatever.
Thank
Yes,
you. Not the
exactly.
paperwork.
Yeah, not the paperwork. No.
And how many chili peppers?
They have a chili pepper.
Really? I think Chili Peppers, I would give it a 3. I mean, it
Yeah.
had some sex in it for a short book. I would give it probably.
And it was weird sex and it was two
guess-
cocks. Like
Yeah.
things
Okay,
happened.
All right.
But I think for moisture meter,
Dusty.
yeah, I think no moisture. A gust of wind.
Maybe 2 chili peppers because even there was sex, but it wasn't.
But I think chili peppers just defines like,
Was there sex?
yeah. And
There
was
wasn't
it
even
weird?
that
like,
much sex in a 190-page book. I thought.
Okay, 2.5. We'll
yeah,
compromise.
compromise.
compromise on a 2.5 chili pepper, and then
And then a dry.
fucking trade wins.
What's on our nightstand for next week?
Well, next week, I'm really excited about this book. It's That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf by Kimberly Lemming. It's charming. I think you guys
It
are going to
is.
like it.
And funny.
I read the other one by her. The time I got drunk and fucked a demon, I think, and
Is
it
it
was really cute. It was
Fucked
really
a
delightful.
demon or saved a demon?
Oh,
Both.
Fucked a demon, whatever. She did both. Semantics.
Well, that's it for this week's adventure. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did, and don't forget to send us your unhinged recommendations for reads. Just slide into our DMs on Instagram and give us your smutty suggestions. Or for more information, past episodes, and all the juicy details, visit our website at betweenthefoldspodcast.com. And until next time, we'll see you between the folds.
Bye.
Welcome to the club. Pull up a seat between the folds where the kings all meet. Welcome to the club. Let's slip right through between the folds where literature is new.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are our own and do not reflect those of the authors, publishers, or any affiliated parties. We are not affiliated with or endorsed by any of the authors, publishers, or products mentioned. Yet. Listener discretion is advised due to adult themes, language, and content.